Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Let's Play series. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. I'm enjoying my penance here on the mountain because I made a very big mistake. So a few episodes ago, I don't remember if it was the last one or the episode before, I tried making this side of the mountain and it didn't look very good. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. It was horrible. it's not a good look for the mountain. So what I decided to do is I decided to bite the bullet, and I am building a new wall for the mountain over the old one, as you can see. Oh boy, twice the effort for a single piece of the mountain, but still, it's being done. It's looking way better already. I am almost done with this. I'm gonna show it to you once it's done. We're gonna try to do a bunch of decorational stuff with the mountain today, so that's gonna be fun. Okay, now that this side of the mountain is done, I can 100% say that this is way better than what it was before. I just want to show you this real quick. If we fly over here, you can see how different it actually is. Look how much space has been added between this new wall and this old one. I did a big mistake when I was sketching out this side. I put the line like way back, so I had to make this side of the mountain really sharp, and it didn't look good at all. So I just decided to redo it. I of course didn't do it all the way over here. I just wanted to finish the facade for the beginning of the episode so we can see how the mountain is gonna look when we are in the Compendium Project. And yeah, it is gonna be looking pretty good. And we're still missing all of the details. We'll be working on those later in today's episode, because I want to do some fun stuff with the mountain today. And not only on the outside of the mountain, but also on the inside. So I have a small example here. I'm gonna ask you to forgive my block choice for said example. I just grabbed what I had on hand, but this is going to be the second step in the Compendium Project. If you remember, quite a few episodes back we made this plan for the Compendium Project where we described what we're gonna do. I sadly removed the plan because it was taking up space for that building over there, so we had to get rid of it. But just to quickly repeat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a sorter that is gonna sort every single item in the game, and we're gonna have 2 double chests for every single item as well. So that is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a super simple redstone design. You've probably seen it a million times already, but we're gonna do it in a really big scale. So that is the plan for today's episode. That's what we're gonna start with, and we're gonna put it inside of the mountain. So I'm just gonna quickly show it off here quick. I already started digging up the terrain. Yeah, so this is the plan. We're gonna have a hole in the mountain, and it's basically gonna be like a tunnel. It might span all the way from here, from the beginning to the other end of the mountain. We'll see how much space we'll actually need, but the plan is that this is gonna be the entrance over here, and there's gonna be like a small lobby area, and then we're gonna start doing the tunnel, which is gonna have all of these chests that are actually gonna store the items. And this is the idea I had for the sorter as well. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a pathway, and from the pathway you will be able to access all of these chests. Yeah, so whenever you stop in the tunnel, at each point you should be able to have access to right about 6 different items is the plan. Of course you will need to go all the way to the railing like this, and here you will be able to grab stuff from the bottom chest, and the top chest is also kinda difficult to reach. Yeah, I think it should be doable. There is a small problem with this design though. I decided to test it in creative, and thank goodness I did, because this actually doesn't give us enough space for the redstone behind the whole thing. If we wanted to do this, we would have hoppers over here and hoppers over here, and there would be no space to put the actual item transportation system over there. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to actually make these like breaks between the chests 2 block tall. So it's gonna be a slightly taller design than you're seeing over here. And that way we're gonna have all of the space we're gonna actually need for the redstone in the back. And since I'm not really good at explanations, I really struggle when doing that. I'm just gonna start digging out the tunnel and we're gonna do one example module of the whole thing. Okay, so this is the final design I settled on. It's quite a bigger scale compared to what I sketched out over here, so this is gonna take quite a while. Just the amount of resources you need for a single like circle, like half circle like this is quite mind-boggling. Like this is 2 chests for 8, 12, 24 chests for a single block, and we're gonna have 8 of them right next to each other like so. So there's gonna be 2, 3, and it's gonna be 8 right next to each other. Then it's gonna be a 1 block break, and then it's 8 chests right there again. This place is an absolute nightmare, by the way. I need to spawn proof this before I put in any redstone. But yeah, this is how it's gonna look. Definitely not using these blocks, of course. We're gonna be going with the Compendium block palette, so dark oak, mushroom blocks, bricks, and some other odd blocks as well. Dark prismarine, maybe, if we're feeling fancy. But yeah, this is gonna be the largest redstone project on the world to date. It's not gonna be the most complicated one, but oh boy, is it gonna be large. So I'm gonna get to digging. We'll see if we can come up with a pretty cool design for a module. So we're gonna try to actually design a room containing the 8 rows of chests right next to each other. Oh my goodness, that scared me. And yeah, if we are happy with the design, we can then repeat it for as long as we need to. But for now, I have a job to do. Okay, I think we're onto something. I think this is starting to look pretty cool. Very brown, but very cool nonetheless. So I'm kinda having a tough choice here. I definitely know that I wanna use the dark oak over here with the spruce there. That is all a-okay. But what do I wanna use here under the chests is what I am uncertain of. Because we're gonna have item frames over here to indicate what kind of items in the chest anyway. So I don't really want it to be something with a complicated texture like the bricks. But the brown mushroom blocks are also, you know, brown. Which is not a very interesting color to add into the already brown mix. So I'm really struggling here, honestly. And maybe white concrete, maybe that's an option. Yeah, I'm really trying to go experimental here. We got a few interesting block choices happening. And honestly, I think we might actually go with the pumpkins, you know. We might actually do it. It doesn't look the best right now, but if we used jack-o'-lanterns, then maybe this wouldn't be that bad of a choice, I think. Maybe. Huh. Yeah, I think we might actually do it. Just for the meme, just for the fun. We already have so many instances of using carved pumpkins in these builds. Yeah, we might as well do it again. So we're gonna go with pumpkins over there, it is set. And as far as the ceiling goes, I'm really unsure as well, but you know, it would be so freaking cool, super hard to do, but so freaking cool if we had a glass ceiling and we would be able to see like stalactites and stalagmites and all of that coming off from the sides and from the ceiling of the mountain. That would look absolutely amazing. That would look so freaking good. It would be the actually Probably a bigger project than the mountain project itself. Oh, but it would look good, wouldn't it? It would look so good. Yeah. What kind of maniac would do that though? What kind of maniac would put a glass ceiling there just to see a few rocks hanging from the ceiling? Okay, we have a bit of a situation here. I might have messed up my settings for recording, and I might have done a bunch of stuff off camera unintentionally. Oh man, well, it happens, so let's just get over it. Let's just slowly show off everything I did here. So, to start off, we now have 3 modules of the sorter ready to be used. Well, not ready to be used, I actually am still missing the redstone on the back here, but the visual side of things is looking pretty good. We went with the jack-o'-lanterns behind the item frames, and there are a bunch of details in it as well now, like this aqueduct on the bottom here. So blue is the opposite color from orange, so it has a nice contrast when we combine them, and we have like a small waterfall here, and it's gonna flow into these like aqueduct pipeline thingies. I have no idea how I would call them otherwise, other than aqueducts, so that's how we're gonna call them. And we also have these pretty cool candle torch thingies. I have also no idea how to call these, but I tried using copper for the first time with them. So we got the copper block on the bottom, into a granite wall, into a acacia fence post, into a lightning rod. I know these are meant to be used for catching lightning so your stuff doesn't catch fire during thunderstorms. But it looks so good when used as a decoration. It looks so good. And it also matches bricks really, really well, I noticed. And we put a small itty bitty candle on the top there, and that looks really good, I think. I think we're gonna use that in front of every single dark oak beam that we have here. Same on the other side, I just haven't done the aqueduct over here yet. And yeah, we're not gonna work on this anymore today because we are kinda out of wood at this point. I kinda underestimated how much wood this is actually gonna use, so we're just gonna take a break from it. We can finish it later. I did install a section of the redstone as I already showed, however, I'm just gonna quickly show that off. So we're actually gonna be decorating the redstone as well. We will be going for orange terracotta for the blocks we place the redstone on, and also acacia wood whenever you use slabs like these ones. And just so you can see how this is gonna work, it's not gonna be here, this giant machine, it's not gonna be in the way, we're gonna move it over there somewhere, but the principle is very simple. We're gonna put in items into this auto dropper. This little clock detects that there are items in the dropper, and it repeatedly fires its items onto the water streams. The items hit the chests, and because the chests are actually smaller than a regular block, the items are precisely placed between the 2 blocks. So over there you can see that the items are actually in the water stream, so they are still being pushed, but they are at the same time also touching the hoppers, so they are being pushed along, but they are also getting placed into the item sorters themselves, which is really cool. But yeah, that is basically it for this project for the day. And now let me show you some more things that I have done. I have appeared to failed exiting the mountain, so I'm just gonna go this way. So, you might have noticed a few more trees have popped up around the area. So it's not too bad that my settings were messed up for the recording of these trees, cause yeah, we already made a bunch of those, as you can see over there. Those 2 were done on camera, so nothing new here, but the idea is that we're gonna have a bunch of pine trees around this mountain. That's what I want to have, and the closer we go to the mountain, the more pine trees we're gonna have, and the further away we go from the mountain, the less of them we're gonna have. I also placed one over here, so this forest that we are slowly constructing over time in the Compendium Project is also gonna have the pine trees, and the closer we go to the mountain, the more of them there are going to be. So it's going to be like a really subtle transition. I hope that's at least what I'm trying to do with this, so hopefully it's gonna turn out good. I also tried adding some character to these trees as well. You can see that, for example, this one is kinda drunk. It's kinda diagonal going, and I think that adds a lot to each tree. You can see that one's over there tiny, this one's medium sized, this one's curved, and yeah, each tree I try to make unique in some way. So when you look at them, it's not like, oh, it's just another tree. There's always some sort of gimmick with them. And I think it turned out pretty good. Let me show you how they look from a distance. Yeah, just these few trees, they do add a lot to the mountain, and imagining having like hundreds of these all around, I think it's gonna look really, really cool. And we also have a bunch of these grass patches all over the place. I just bone milled to the ground, and yeah, that just adds a little bit more greenery to the mountain. It looks pretty good. Again, the mountain is supposed to be a off-camera project anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna give you these small updates every once in a while. But the last thing I did, and I actually really wanted to have this on camera, and sadly I don't, we actually did finish the interior of the library here. Now, the bottom floor I'm not so proud of. It's actually kinda empty and bland, and it's really a difficult space to work with because we have the top slabs on the roof, so we can't just hang stuff from the ceiling, nor we can't add beams between this and this without making it look awkward. So I kinda just added a bunch of stuff, and I and I hope you guys like it, cause yeah, it was a difficult place to work with. So yeah, we've got a bunch of these random storage areas, kinda just breaking the line of sight so this place doesn't feel so empty. Also a bunch of debris and like tools, like you can see a ladder behind the bookshelf over there. We've got a small table in front of the window, that looks really cool. And a bunch of these seating areas, which sadly we, the player, can't use because they are too small. But they look great for decoration, so it's all good. Jukebox, lantern, paintings, saplings, all of that good stuff. And I also am starting to sort all of our books into these bookshelves, and that is actually a lie, because I already sorted all of our books into these bookshelves. So you can see that we've got the Aqua Affinity over here, we don't have any of these. We've got some of these, none of these. So I actually walked around the whole world. I tried to look for all of the books that we have collected so far, and I placed them all into their corresponding renamed barrels, which I actually renamed almost all of them. We do have 2 spare barrels over here, and yeah, we've actually got a spot for every single enchantment in the game and 2 spare ones for future updates, so that's pretty cool. I really hope they add new cool enchantments like Soul Speed, because that was really nice. I really liked that one. And this one I am really proud of, this room. This turned out really good in my opinion. We've got a carpet, we've got this flower pot composter thingy, paintings and all that. And this is how this room looks. And I'm really sad I lost all of the footage, because this was actually a pretty good bit explaining how I do interiors, and this turned out really good, I think. So I'm just gonna try to repeat myself, and I hope I don't forget anything. So whenever I make interiors, I always try to clutter them as much as possible. That kind of makes them feel busier and lived in and all of that, so that is always a good thing to do in my opinion. And that is exactly what is happening over here. So we've got a shelf which is blocking our entrance over here, and it just adds a bunch of random stuff onto our screen, which is exactly what I am going for. As I said, this is the main entrance into this room with a small archway, and we have this small balcony that we built a while back, and that's also got a bunch of this storage debris thing going on. And yeah, this is here the main room, a bunch of seating area for reading books again, a bunch of random stuff like paintings and item frames and flower pots and whatnot. Lots of plants as well. Those make the room look really nice with the green and the pink. It actually works quite well. We also have a chest for lapis lazuli and books on the shelf over here. And yeah, that is basically this room explained. We also have some new stuff on the balcony, just a few barrels on chests, nothing too exciting. But most importantly, we now have a proper place to enchant our stuff on in this world. Or our stuff in, I should say. That's how you're supposed to do English properly. But yeah, now we have an actual enchanting setup, and you know, I'm kinda tired of building today. Like, what did we actually do? We finished half of the mountain, this half of the mountain over here. We started a giant project in the middle of it, and we also finished the interior of the library. I think I deserve a break. I really don't want to build anymore, so we're gonna try to do something fun instead, and we haven't done this in quite a while, so it should be good, I hope. We do have a few things that we can get from it that we still don't have. Very curious about how many diamonds we actually have in this world. Because honestly, I actually had no idea until now. I never really counted my diamonds when I mined them. But apparently, the answer is 21 blocks, so yeah, that's pretty cool. It's not too bad, not too good either. But it's a nice supply, especially for a single player world. But anyway, I have a few things that I need. We need a bow. I have not played with a bow since like a year back. Yeah, so that is a thing that I definitely want to get back into, using a bow. I think that could be pretty fun. I want to actually make two of them. I want to make one that has infinity, and I want to make one that has mending, and I want to compare the two, and I kind of want to try to figure out which one more suits me, because with an infinity one, you don't ever need to refill your arrows, and you will never lose a mending bow is the thing. The infinity one is eventually going to lose durability and break unless you repeatedly repair it, so yeah, I am really unsure which one I actually want to use, so we're gonna get both if we can. We've got these many levels, so hopefully that's enough to get everything we need. And we also need 3 more things. I want a Silk Touch axe, a Sharpness 5 sword, if we can get one, and also Respiration for our head, because we still don't have that after all that time, and it's a really useful enchantment. So, without further ado, I'm just gonna start enchanting, and hopefully we can get something good. And the first thing is... actually, that's pretty neat. That isn't bad at all. Okay, what's this? It's the same thing. Okay. Ooh, that's good. Okay, I think we might actually combine these in the end, because that is a really good combo of enchantments. That is basically everything you need, right? Yeah, we actually don't need to have an infinity or mending on it. First of all, because we can just add those via books, which we do have. So I guess this is the bow we are going for, and we need to rename it somehow. We need a good name for this. That's a pretty good reference, I think. Okay, now onto the sword. Smite, no need for that. Give me sharpness, please. That is really bad. They really need to add more arthropods into the game, I think. Okay, that's also not what we need. Yeah, they do need to add more spider-like enemies, cause honestly, Bane of Arthropods, like, you already one-shot Silverfish anyway. Same for Endermite, right? And I don't know what other enemies count as, you know, arthropods, so yeah, not too keen on the enchantment. Honestly, I don't think anyone is keen on the enchantment, actually. Okay, I think this is a good base. We're gonna keep that for later. And last but not least... no, we need Silk Touch. I really want a Silk Touch one, so no fortune, please. Okay, efficiency 4... I'm gonna risk it. I think we can get something better. Okay, Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4. Good enough for me. We now have 2 enchantments spare. Actually, we have more if I just get this one, but we've got a few spare. This is actually the last one right now. I really hope we can get the respiration. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna probably AFK at the gold farm in between episodes and we can get some enchantments that we can try to get for our helmet that way, but for now, that was actually a pretty good run. Like, look at this. Sharpness 4, sword, power 5, bow, which is actually like a prime bow. We just need to pick which one of those two we need for it, infinity or mending. And the axe, we should have a bunch of spare enchantments on the floor below that should allow us to actually finish the thing. The efficiency 3. Oh boy, we are way more poor on the enchantment side than I actually expected that we would be. Yikes, okay, maybe the axe can wait still. I just really wanted the new bow. And I think we might actually try... Where is it? Where's the book? There it is. I think we're gonna try mending first. And if mending isn't good, we can just make another bow. There are actually two good things about mending bows. The first one is that we have a mob farm which has been collecting arrows for the past, what, a year? So yeah, we won't be running out of arrows anytime soon. And the other thing is that you actually can use spectral arrows with this one. Is that how they are called? Spectral arrows? The yellow ones? I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think infinity saves those arrows. I think you still use them, even if you do have infinity. So, mending might be the new thing to go for with bows. This should two-shot every basic enemy, whether they have armor or not, I think, right? I think that's how that works. Let's try to see. Oh, it one-shot the skeleton. Oh, shoot. That's pretty good. Isn't there like an achievement in the game for killing skeletons at over a 50 block range or so? I think there might be. I am running out of arrows surprisingly quickly, probably because I'm actively hunting all of the mobs. And I wanted to say hunting, not hunting, like I just said. Let's see. Is that skeleton far enough? Well, I first need to hit them, of course. And... okay, I have no idea whether killing them with fire from the bow counts towards the achievement. Let's actually take a look. Where is it? Is it in adventure? It probably is. Yeah, kill a skeleton from at least 50 meters away. 1 block equals 1 meter. So let's just quickly, just for the fun, try to get that. Ah, there we go. That wasn't too bad. And also a good thing about mending bows, I think, is that you can actually... you can collect all of those arrows back, which is really cool. So when I'm recording something and I accidentally miss my shot, I don't need to look at the arrow forever, because if you have an infinity you can't pick up the flaming bow and it just stands there for a while and it's annoying. So yeah, I'm actually happy with the choice. And that is going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!